Hey, it's your boy AJ back with another freaking video, and today I'm here with another tea video. Before we get into today's video, I do want to advise you some of the topics that we're going to discuss today are, a couple weeks old, but there's some things that I just could not ignore. There's some things that I could not get up on my channel and act like what's not going on, man, because it was going the fuck on, okay? I feel like Lizzo. What's going on? Like, what's going on? That's how I felt for the last like 5 months, girl. I'll be like, girl, what the fuck is going on? But I've been so busy doing my own thing, which we'll talk about eventually. I know I've said that 50 million times, but I honestly mean that. We'll get to it eventually. So we're here to discuss a couple of topics over the last couple of months that's been going on that I haven't been able to touch base on. And then the video after this, it'll be more current. But if you love me, stay. Let's roll the intro, baby. First thing I want to talk about is Young Thug. Okay, girl, Young Thug was set his ass in jail for I don't know how long, girl. It felt like longer than JT was in jail. We were screaming free Thug. Well, they were screaming free Thug. I wasn't screaming free Thug, honey. But the girls were screaming free Thug, honey. And he finally got free, but not only was he freed, the jail calls were freed as well. And girl, this ain't the first time his jail calls has been leaked. Now, the first call wasn't too bad. It wasn't as crazy as the last call. Now, the first call, I remember, it was Mariah. She was like, you my baby. I'm your baby.
Daddy. Am I your baby?
My baby. Goodness. All that, right? So the second call that leaked, he was feeling himself. They had to ask Thug who you was feeling like, girl, because he was on that phone dragging Glorilla. And Mariah, she didn't disagree or agree.
Glorilla, she...
Yeah.
Why do people say she pretty? That be ugly.
You think she ugly?
You said it. Like, yeah, they say she ain't ugly. People, niggas be saying she ain't ugly. That bitch ain't nothing.
They be saying she look like Rihanna.
Man, be like goddamn Rihanna. Watch out.
Oh, man.
Glorilla ended up getting on her platform. Well, I don't even know how it came out because she didn't post it on her platform. But Glorilla put out a diss tape. Okay, she put out a diss tape and she was dragging Young Thug. She told Young Thug to fuck up. Oh my God, she told Young Thug to fuck up.
You done picked the wrong motherfucker. Black and mad looking at nigga, pips looking at nigga, E6 looking at nigga, about to drop low, do a split looking at nigga, shirt wearing ass nigga, skirt wearing ass nigga, bug on the ground, about to chirp looking at nigga. Nah, I ain't hungry, I'm a white looking at nigga. One a man that shit ain't Nate looking at nigga, freak ass frog that's gay looking at nigga.
She told Young Thug to fuck up. And when she got to Mariah the Scientist, she gave Mariah the Scientist some digs as well. I think she said, burning blue. And then she said, that nigga burning you.
Mariah, you don't get away to bring out motherfucking Tweety Bird looking at her. Burning blue. She ain't that nigga burning you looking at bitch. Them all Scooby-Doo looking at bitch.
I live for, a little battle. But you can see that Mariah the Scientist is taking her Burning Blue note very serious. In recent performances, she is holding on to that ear monitor, honey.
She's making sure she hits that note.
Baby, she's making sure she hit that goddamn note. We're gonna move on past the Glorilla clips because there's some more Mariah the Scientist and Young Thug situation that we have to talk about. Now, after the call dropped, so did the relationship. And they end up breaking up. They end up going their separate ways, honey. Now, Young Thug had done a couple interviews after Mariah the Scientist and them broke up. And in his interview, he ended up saying some very peculiar stuff. And he ends up saying that the reason that his relationship with Mariah the Scientist came to end is because she was in therapy, essentially. And he said he feels like if he's in a relationship with somebody, if they can't talk to him or, their parent, and they have to go seek outside counsel, that he feels like he's not doing enough and he feels like he ain't the man for them. What type of type of fuckery am I listening to? Genuinely, what type of fuckery am I reading? What is he talking about over there? Like, girl, what are you saying? Any which way, moving on to our brother Shannon Sharp. Okay, we're gonna keep the ignorant black men trend. Okay, for the top half of this video, we're gonna drag the niggas. Cause a lot of times y'all say I don't drag the niggas. I be dragging niggas. Sometimes I just feel like stuff is so stupid I don't even have to talk about it. But we're gonna drag the niggas. We're gonna move on to Shannon Sharp. Now, if you don't remember, a couple months ago, Shannon Sharp ended up getting a lawsuit. This little white girl sued him because he was doing all type of freaking assy shit, girl, and they was doing all type of race play, and she just felt like she needed some money. Now, when she sued him, he ended up stepping down temporarily from his job over at, what is it, the NFL, NBC, ABC, EWG, I don't know. But he ended up stepping down, okay, and he didn't get them white folks a chance to fire him. So he thought. Now, that situation was happening for probably about 6 weeks at the most. They end up settling out of court. He ended up giving her some money to shut the fuck up. About the time he gave her whatever she needed, it was too far gone because we knew, and so did his bosses. So once he came back to his job, they were like, yeah, nigga, you fired. I just want to speak on this. Now, in my first video, I did say I stand with black men, and I feel like a lot of white people do this all the time. They get away with it, and I do stand on that. I do stand on it. I still feel like that. I feel like a lot of our black men are pointed out when they are doing stuff legally with somebody of a legal age, which he is 59, and of course the girl was like 19, which is absolutely crazy. But you know, the sad truth of it is she's legal age. But we have, you know, white folk that are doing stuff with younger minors or people that are 19 as well, and they don't get lectured like this. They don't get sued like this. They don't get hung like this. They don't get crucified like this. So I feel bad for Shannon Sharp in that element, because 9 times out of 10 the people that fire him are fucking around with some young ass bitches too.
Clock it.
9 times out of 10. Okay? But also on the flip side of things, nigga, what was you doing with this little snow bunny and letting this bitch call you all type of things other than Shannon motherfucking Sharp? I don't know. I'm objectified. I'm 50-50. I'm split in the middle. So, you know, I just want to recap that, but we're going to move on to another nigga that needs to be dragged. Like I said, we keep it up. We keep it up the nigga dragging Dababy, okay? Now, Dababy was recently dragged all over social media because he decided to do a rush music video shoot to recapture this young lady getting brutally murdered on the train. And at the end of the video, you know, he was like, you know, R.I.P. justice for the sweetheart.
You know, and it's just some people, man, unfortunately, you know, man, we can't save them, you know what I'm saying?
Dababy, I don't even want to say right message, wrong messenger. Because what message will we, the girl's already gone. And I don't think I remember seeing, you know, any proceeds would be donated to I don't think that was attached to the video. So what message would you provide other than going motherfucking viral? You done shot people in the Walmart, you done shot people in the Kroger, in the Publix, in the Home Depot, in the Ashley Furniture. You the last nigga to be spreading some gun awareness. You the wrong nigga to be spreading any type of violence awareness. You should have gave that message to somebody else. You should have went around your label and said, hey, I got a great song, great video. Can I get a directive credit? Because this wasn't your message to preach. We were covering the Diddy case for about 2 years. I gave up. There was so much going on where I just tapped out of the trial. Because it was just it was too much for Uncle. Now, they finally reached a verdict. And they count him guilty on 1 of 3 charges, I believe. So he's not free. But he was waiting around for a verdict to see how long the sentencing was gonna be. Nigga thought he was free. He was calling his publicist and his team and telling them, you know, book this club and book that club. That nigga was taking bookings. That nigga was taking bookings because he thought once he went to get his verdict, they were gonna say, come on, you can get on out of here, you can do a little probation. Girl, that nigga went and got his verdict.
Electric chair.
That damn judge said guilty. And he charged his ass and he got 4 years. I said 4 years. I said the same time they gave Donald Trump ass. I said no. We gotta go pull out a calculator and do some more math. We gotta pull out a calculator and do some more math. We gotta do some more math because they gave Tory Lanez 5. He shot at Megan. Justice for Megan. Shooting at anybody is absolutely crazy. But then we got Diddy drugging folks, slapping bitches in the hallway. These bitches so fucked up they gotta do an IV in the morning. Who throwing out these numbers? Who doing the math? I gotta figure out who is behind the judge with the calculator. Because these sentences are not adding the fuck up. We got people that are found with a 3.5 and gave 12 years, gave 10 years. You can't tell me that getting high is worth 10 years. But this nigga is drugging folks, fucking them, sucking them, and he getting 4 years. He getting president terms. And shit, this, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm just reading what the blogs is telling me. This is what the tabloids telling me, honey. This is what tabloids is telling me. Anyway, moving on to another fuck nigga. NLE Choppa. Like I said, I'm going in on niggas. I'm going in on niggas today. Cause y'all say I'm talking about niggas. I'm going in on niggas today. NLE Choppa, ignorant, fighting spiritual battles. And I don't even mean to talk about him like this because he's really attractive when he ain't bald. But ignorant, fighting spiritual battles since day motherfucking one, before he was in the industry. I'm talking about outside of the industry, back in high school shooting at his baby mama. Spiritual battles. Before I even get to the current topics, I want to talk about how much he plays with his hair. And I know that ain't tea, that ain't news, but what are you doing? Cutting your hair off every 3 motherfucking minutes. What type of demons do you think are attached to this hair? The demons are in you. If you feel like a demon is attached to you, I'm cutting my hair because it's the demons are in you. You didn't restarted this journey about 3, 4, 5 times. 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You just started this motherfucking journey about 7, 8 times, nigga. What the fuck is going on? Leave your hair the fuck alone. You need to go down in the church. You need to stop all that fast and put some on your stomach so you can start thinking clearly. Anyways, let's move on to the next NLE Choppa topic. Now, his baby mama, what's her name? Marissa, she came out on social media and she laid NLE Choppa the fuck out. She said the baby recently was with NLE Choppa and he was telling her that the baby is fasting and the baby hasn't ate in this section of time and this then the other. And I'm just thinking, there's no way that any of your all his kids are under 10. Anybody under 10 should not be fasting. Take them to the church first Sunday, let them do a little crackers and juice, and that's about it. This is a motherfucking you need to be supervised with these babies. You need to be super motherfucking vised. I don't know. It's ignorance. I can't even really keep up with all of it because, like I said, the male ignorance, it doesn't even be entertaining. Like the female stuff it be ignorant, but then also it be entertaining. These niggas just be pathetic. They be psychotic sociopaths, and I don't want to talk about them in front of my green screen. I don't. Like, how can I? What am I supposed to be talking about? This little bald-headed bitch, this little bald-headed monk got these little babies fasting. I don't have nothing to say. I don't got nothing to say. Any which way, we're gonna move right on. Okay, we're gonna move right on to the next topic. Lil Nas. Now, I don't even want to say that I'm going in on Lil Nas. Maybe if I filmed this video as it was currently going on, I would have went in on Lil Nas. But now that all of the information has been brought and I've been able to examine all the information, this is a very sad case. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Lil Nas was found in multiple streets of LA.
Hell no.
A couple streets in LA. Marching, girl, tipping in his heels, honey, tipping in his heels and interacting with the people on the road. And I think he was shirtless, but he had on like a diaper and he had on some thick ass cowboy boots. And honey, he hit the street walking. And a lot of people know him. So they were like, girl, look what the fuck going on. So they were interacting with him and there were so many videos that hit the streets of him interacting with these people. This one bitch, he said, just take the picture, bitch.
No. Go ahead, babe. No. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down? Uh-oh, somebody's gonna have to pay for that.
But you can clearly see there was something, girl, not right going on with Lil Nas in that moment. But when I was watching it and observing it under my magnifying glass, I was like, girl, that nigga is hot. I was like, girl, that nigga's, I always label everybody's hot. I throw that label on and I keep it the fuck pushing, girl. I say, that nigga hot. And I keep it pushing. So when I said, that nigga hot. And I said, what the fuck is you doing out there? Girl, you talking about Sean Bankhead time they taught you what? The dance on how to get high. Sean Bankhead needs to make a statement. He hit a Sean Bankhead. Bitch. Sean Bankhead taught me that one.
Sean Bankhead taught me that one.
But girl, he was marching the streets saying Sean Bankhead taught him this, and he was feeling himself. Now by the end of the night, he was butt ass naked. And he ended up getting into a tussle with the police officers that were trying to tell him to put some goddamn clothes on. And they ended up arresting him, of course, taking him to jail. And we, the people, were gagged, okay? We, the people, were gag. Now, he sat in jail for a couple of days, and we just sat around wondering what the fuck was going on. His mama ended up getting on social media. She was, I don't know who found her, but girl, somebody found his mama.
That's my doobie. That's my outfit. That's my doobie. Diddy doobie. Diddy my tarot. What? Get my tarot. Rub there. Diddy doobie. I'm gonna whoop your behind when I go.
But I don't want to talk about this. We don't talk about mamas. We're gonna move on. But it was real quiet for a couple of days. We were like, girl, what's going on? Is Lil Nas all right over there behind them four walls? Now, he ends up getting drug tested the night he was brought into the precinct. And the drug test comes out, and he is absolutely sober. Has no drugs in his system. No marijuana, no cocaine, no nothing. No nothing. And when I tell you, when I read that, and I still feel it to this day, when I read that, it was just, it was so heavy for me, honestly, because I was like, oh my God, looking at those videos, and for him not to be intoxicated, and him not to be high off anything, drunk off nothing, it was scary, and it was real alarming to me. I was like, what is he going through? Because, of course, you know, he hasn't been as successful as, you know, the past, but baby, you still getting, how many numbers? Let's go to Spotify. You still getting your screams, girl. You ain't gotta be sad. Like, you still getting your screams. You may not be getting no new fans, but you still getting your, right now, Lil Nas is getting 20 million streams. I ain't know how this or nothing, so maybe they ain't much, but that ain't Erica Banks is getting, you know, she ain't getting that many. Is she all right?
Why would she say that?
It was just so sad to see that he was so disappointed in his audience and his support system, where he had mentally snapped out, just tapped out like that. It literally did something to me. It kind of fucked with me, because when I first seen the situation, I was like, oh my God, that bitch is high. And to find out that he wasn't high, honestly, was a rude awakening to me, because I was like, damn, what the hell is going on? Now, he was released on, I can't remember the number, so I'm gonna look, on a $75,000 bail, and once he was bailed out, they of course had the sentencing, and for some strange reason, maybe I just don't know because I've never been through the court system, but for some strange reason they were trying to bring him back to jail and make him sit for the court hearing, and he wasn't going for that. So he ended up going to a rehab facility, and he's been in there since then. And this situation happened in, when did this happen? This happened in August, and it's October now. So he's been in rehab for about 2 months now. So hopefully he's getting the help that he needs over there, because mental health is no joke. Any which way, moving on to another fuck nigga. I mean, Lil Nas ain't no fuck nigga, but moving on to another fuck niggas. Like I said, we dragging the niggas. I meant that. Ken. Ken Walker. Ken motherfucking Walker. I don't know how you thought you was gonna play with a bitch from Memphis. I don't know how you thought you was gonna play with a bitch from Memphis. One thing about a bitch from Memphis, they gonna get you tomorrow, next week, next year, next decade if they can. They gonna get you. Whenever they can, they gonna get you, baby. They gonna get you. It's only a matter of time. Now, if you don't know what's going on, Ken Walker is Tierra's ex, you know, DK4L, honey. Now, at the top of this year, news broke that she was suing him. Now, the reason she was suing him is because they had a business, which is the YouTube, and they were supposed to be paying taxes on it, and he basically told her, fuck her and them taxes.
Whoa.
And she ended up having to flip the bag and pay all these taxes by her damn self, and he was nowhere to be found. Now, from January to about October, his ass was on the run, okay? His ass was, girl, in Hawaii. His ass was all the type of places that he didn't supposed to be. And Tierra had a hard time finding that nigga so she could serve him. But he's finally been served as of last week. Now, Ken was down at the gym, honey, and he had been posting on social media that he'd been pumping iron at the gym, and fucked around, got pumped a motherfucking lawsuit. He ends up pulling next to the man that was there to serve him. They both jump out of the car, and the lawyer gives him the damn paper like, you know, you've been served. And he's like, I'm not taking that. Of course, the lawyer still puts it on his car, and Ken goes into the gym and starts pumping iron. I'm following this case. That's all we know. That's all we know is he's been served and he refused to take the papers. I don't know what's gonna happen, honey, but I'm sitting around waiting on it. Cause you got my girl fucked up. De'Ara posted on Instagram the other day. I think what was her Instagram question? I think she said, I'm serving, literally. Yep, that's what it was. My miss ass remembered it verbatim. She said, serving, literally. I said, oh my God, this is too good, girl. I licked my fingers after that, goddamn. Now, moving on to the ladies. I don't really have too much to talk about with the ladies because the ladies have been well behaved, thank God, other than Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. I do want to talk about Halle Bailey. Halle Bailey recently announced that her debut album is coming out. I'm very excited, but I want to say this on the flip side of things. Bitches don't debut albums like they need to debut albums. I feel like the title debut album doesn't hold weight anymore. Debut album used to mean something. When a bitch were dropping their singles and their buzz hype songs and we were waiting around for their first full body of art, it was a different type of excitement. It was a different type of press run. And I don't want to hear things are different. And an excuse that a lot of people use is, you know, oh, a lot of people's attention spans aren't long anymore and this and the other. No, you bitches are just not entertaining. You bitches are not entertaining. Y'all don't know what to do to captivate an audience. Y'all don't even know what to do to captivate your own fucking audience. That's the issue. That's why people aren't being able to roll anything out. That's why people aren't able to promote anything, because you don't know how to promote, babes. It's not that people attention span aren't long, because people went and sold Sinners the fuck out, and that bitch was 2 hours and how long? People are paying attention. People are giving people the time of day. Cardi B just rolled her album out, and honey, she was rolling her shit out, and people were tuned in. Down from, they wanted to see what the fuck she had going on DoorDash. They were watching her interviews. They were moving wherever Cardi B moved. They were moving the fuck on with her ass down to the subway in New York, honey. They were watching, okay? When I seen Halle Bailey announce a debut motherfucking album, girl, what the fuck are you doing, honey? Where the fuck is the roller? Where the fuck have you been? Like, I honestly didn't know you were in the studio.
I didn't know that was happening.
I don't know, I'm sorry. But, you know, shout out to Halle Bailey. Of course, I'll be here from the green screen with all my lights on, reacting to her album and supporting her because that's my girl. But just my only critique is we need to get back in the field as artists. We need to get back in the field as influencers. We need to get back in the field as celebrities. I feel like a lot of people are saying, you know, nobody views anybody as celebrities anymore because y'all aren't serving celebrity status. Back in the day, you know, you get up and work. And as of recently, I haven't seen any girls get up and work. Doja Cat, which we're about to get into her in a second, she gets up and work. But I haven't seen a bitch get up and work since Sabrina Carpenter. Once they threw out Espresso and figured out that shit worked, they said, oh my God, baby, they had Sabrina Carpenter working, bitch. Sabrina Carpenter just got finished working. Well, she's still working because she put out another album and she was just on the VMAs 4 weeks ago. So Sabrina has been working, girl. Like, you know, that's the last bitch I've seen have to, like, got up and worked and pushed her shit. Other than Doja Cat. Now, to Doja Cat. Doja Cat recently dropped an album which flopped significantly. But it's not surprising to me because all of Doja Cat music flopped. Doja Cat is a baby that she has to get up and work. And I respect it about Doja. Doja is not one to give up on her artistry, on her catalog, discography, whatever the fuck you want to call it. She is one to not give up on it. And I fuck with her because she say, look here, motherfucker. You gonna listen to this goddamn song. She say, I don't give a fuck what's going on, what you thought, what you coulda, woulda. No, you gonna play this goddamn song. She's gonna get up and she's gonna go from every show she can and perform it. She's gonna give you a moment. She recently dropped her album. I don't even know the title of the goddamn album. That's how bad it flopped. Damn. That's how bad it flopped. I don't even know the title of the goddamn album. But she recently dropped a new album and it went absolutely nowhere. Fast forward to her jumping on Saturday Night Live and doing this I Man song and blowing everybody's mind. It's been all over Facebook, all over TikTok, all over everywhere, Instagram. And the reason why is because she knows how to clock the fuck in. You're gonna pay attention eventually. And until you pay attention, I'm gonna give it my motherfucking all. These bitches ain't giving it their motherfucking all. This girl went from being on Twitter saying that she was on her knees, looking under the couch for some goddamn screams, to jumping her ass on Saturday Night Live and performing that song as if it was #1 on motherfucking Billboard. That girl got up on that stage and she performed that song like we fucking knew it. I live for it. It drugged me in. It drugged me in. And I said, well, let me go play the album. Let me go see if I'm missing out on some shit. And I was able to go play her album, and I was able to grab some songs that I like and say, yes, I was missing out on some shit. So I fuck with it. Any which way, that is my tea video. I hope you guys enjoyed my current old mix topics. I love y'all so much. Thank you guys for staying all the way to this section of the video if you did. And I'll definitely see y'all in some more content because Uncle is here to stay, okay? Uncle is here to stay. And I'm currently planning vlog ones too. So it's just like I really am here to stay, child.